Hello, my beautiful friends. How are y'all doing tonight? I hope everybody's doing good. Thank you all for being here. We'll probably have a small crowd. We got so many others going live, and I couldn't get everything worked out to go earlier. So here we are. Hello, Brown Eyed Girl. Hello, Janice. Melissa, thank y'all for being here. There's Grace's gavel. Hello, sweet friend. Let's see. Blue Eyes, thank you for always being here. There's Chief. We got Chief in the house. Thank you for being here. Hey, TJ, how you? Melissa. Hi, Christy. And Peggy. Thank y'all for being here so much. I appreciate you guys. Always good to have Miss Janice up in here with us. Hi, Robin. How are you? Yeah, Robin, I'm not sure about the whole house thing. Oh, Lori. Good evening, Lori. And Jacqueline, how are you? Let's see. Alrighty. Hey, Cheryl. How you doing? I hope you're good. Did I get everybody? I think I did for now. All right. Well, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate y'all so much. I figured I'd come on camera. I look kind of puked still, just real pale. I did kind of cover up the dark circles around my eyes. I didn't make y'all look at that. Yeah, Christy's here. She doesn't ever get to catch us live. Well, welcome, welcome. Glad you're here. Everybody staying warm? Byron, it's cold out there. It's even cold in East Texas, and we're expecting ice and snow. The grandbabies are excited. It sounds like they're only going to go to school about 2 days this week and then have the rest of the week off. So they're excited. Oh, thank you, Grace. I am feeling so much better. I'm just really tired. It just took a whop out of me, and I just can't seem to sleep enough. And I'll be just sitting there trying to get comfortable and just get settled. And next thing you know, I'm waking up from a nap. But I guess my body needs rest. So I'm just letting it happen. But welcome, welcome. Cold in Florida too? Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, Robin, we're all still waiting for Sebastian to be found. I had the flu. Then I come down with bronchitis. And I was getting over both of those. But then I woke up the next day and I was like, something's not right. I go back up there. They did a COVID test, and sure enough, I had COVID. It's like, okay, I'm going to knock all of it out at the very beginning of the year, and I'm done. No more this year. So I have, yeah, I just took my vitamin D a while ago. I got my vitamin C gummies. I started taking extras. Good golly, Miss Molly. Tell you what, it took a whopping on me, and I'm still just sluggish. But I feel so much better, so much better. So that's good. I'm going uphill now, so that's always a good thing. So, yeah, it was like all three. My son said, "What's next?" And I was like, "I don't know. My throat's a little sore. I might have strep throat." He's like, "Shut up." But that was about the only thing I didn't get. Yeah. Look at our share. Hello, beautiful. And thank you for gifting that membership. You're so sweet. Thank you. If you got that membership, please make sure to tell our beautiful voices, Miss Cher, thank you, thank you. And hello. Hi, Guidance. How are you? What? Indiana got 8 inches of snow yesterday? Oh my gosh. Happy New Year, Cher. I hope everything's going good your way. Oh no, Linda, you started feeling bad. Oh. Yeah, I had all of that. I'm telling you. Ugh, it was something. I was tore up, but the one good day I had out of all of that was Christmas Day, and my daughter and daughter-in-law did all the cooking, and I just went and enjoyed the grandbabies, had a wonderful day, and then I just got to where I was really tired, and I felt like I need to come home and just climb back up in bed, and so I left and got back up in the bed, and next morning woke up, and sure enough, I wasn't feeling good. You got this, Cher. You got this, girl. Yay, good for y'all. Good for y'all. We need to start covering summer again. We really do. That little baby's getting lost, lost in the shuffle. But it's hard because everything's been said, and that makes it really hard. Oh, Robin, yeah, be thankful. Chief, you're supposed to get 14 to 18 inches of snow? Oh, no, Guidance. You take care of yourself, girl. We need you healthy. Wow. Y'all, we might get a dusting and we're excited, okay? I'll just be honest with you. Everybody around here is excited if we get just a little tiny bit of snow. It's always fun to watch the kids. Yeah, you should. Ooh, share. I'm with you. Let me know. I'll be there for sure. I want to hear all about that. Oh, wait, Robin, what about Joe Daniels? I haven't heard anything. TJ, they get excited with that little bit of snow. We're not used to it. Oh, still in the hospital. Oh, our Taylor, we are praying for you. Wednesday night. Okay, I'll be there for sure. For sure. Because I want to hear all about that for sure. Okay, Wednesday night, Cher's channel. Everybody make sure y'all get there, okay? She's got some good stuff we're going to hear about. Hi, Michelle. Summer's case, yes. Oh, the appeal was denied for him. Good. Oh, thanks, Cher. And we'll see you soon for sure. Yep, Wednesday night, Cher's channel. We're going to go there, okay? And we're going to hear all the stuff she's learned about that church. Um, we'll get her channel and put it in. Let me do that real quick. Try to do this on my phone. Of course, it's never easy. Okay. Okay, here we go. This is Cher's channel, Voices Behind the Wall. So y'all go sub up. Yeah, I'll join the panel with you for sure. I tell you, I want to find that little girl so bad. I do. I just okay. Okay, good deal. She's got it set up. Go set that notification and y'all join us there Wednesday night. Man, good deal. Way to go, Melissa. Yay. Good, good. All right. So we got a plan for Wednesday night. We will be there. You think she is? I just hope she's alive. But then again, and I'm going to say this, and this is just my heart talking, y'all. I almost hope she's not if she's had to endure horrible things for the last 3 years. Does that make sense? It's almost like I want her to be alive so that, she can be found and have a really good life. But then again, I don't want her to have to be going through some bad stuff either. Because see, I don't think she is. But I want her to be. I mean, that's kind of like a two-edged sword there. You want her to be just like Sebastian. I want him to be alive, but I don't want him to have to be going through pure hell. So it's kind of like, how are you supposed to feel about that? Yeah, you don't want him to not be alive, but you almost can't. You think Sebastian's alive? A lot of people really believe he is. Oh, she will, Grace. She'll have to have tons of counseling, poor baby. Oh my goodness, yes. No, I haven't heard about her from Henderson, Nevada. I'll have to check into it, Chief. See, share. That's what I'm worried about. That wilderness thing, that where they like beat the sickness out of you, they believe. Something like that. That's my biggest fear for Sebastian. I don't know, but I'll tell you what, I do believe his mother knows exactly where he's at. I believe that 100%. And I don't know if you guys were listening to Justin's earlier, just not long before I came on. But I did catch something on there and I clipped it real quick because I wanted to let y'all hear it. Speaking of Sebastian. Yes, Melissa, I think so. Something close to that. Okay, I'm going to play this clip real quick and then we'll talk about it. But it's not very long. And listen to Chris's words very, very closely. Okay, because he says something I haven't heard him say before. Here we go.
It's an interview that Edgar did, and we're going to speak about it. We're going to play it here. Oops, let's just 1 second. All right.
Anything about us last scene, like in the
Okay. All right. So here we go. Listen very closely to what Edgar says. The person, I give credit where credit is always due. The person where someone sent this to me last night, I did not find this, but there is a person on X called Lauren from Facebook at It's Just Lauren 86. Her link is provided in the description. I don't know if she found this or someone else, but I don't know where this interview came from. If someone knows where this interview came from, let me know, please. Listen to the words carefully.
Description of, what he was last seen, like in the black outfit. Is that something that he wore to bed?
Yes. So he wore, like I said, it was the black pants with the white stripes down the side. It was a long sleeve black shirt. It was not a hoodie. It wasn't a sweatshirt. It was a long sleeve black shirt.
And y'all think that he went out the front door?
Right now, that is the best assumption available.
Y'all don't think maybe he might have put a sweater on or something? I mean,
that right there is, that would be an assumption, and we never saw him.
yeah.
We saw what he went to bed in, and that was it.
Did y'all hear that? I'm going to play it again, but you listen to Chris when he says that would be an assumption that we didn't see him. We saw what he wore to bed. Listen to that again.
It's an interview that Edgar did, and we're going to speak about it. We're going to play it here. Oops, let's just 1 second. All right.
Anything about us last seen, like in the
Okay. All right. So
like
here we go. Listen very closely to what Edgar says. The person, I give credit where credit is always due. The person where someone sent this to me last night, I did not find this, but there is a person on X called Lauren from Facebook at It's Just Lauren 86. Her link is provided in the description. I don't know if she found this or someone else, but I don't know where this interview came from. If someone knows where this interview came from, let me know, please. Listen to the words carefully.
Description of, what he was last seen, like in the black outfit. Is that something that he wore to bed?
Yes. So he wore, like I said, it was the black pants with the white stripes down the side. It was a long sleeve black shirt. It was not a hoodie. It wasn't a sweatshirt. It was a long sleeve black shirt.
And y'all think that he went out the front door?
Right now, that is the best assumption available.
Y'all don't think maybe he might have put a sweater on or something? I mean,
that right there is, that would be an assumption, and we never saw him.
yeah.
We saw what he went to bed in, and that was it.
There it is, my friends. There it is. We saw what he went to bed in. That man was there. There's too many we's in his story. There's too many little friends in his pocket. And his words, we saw what he went to bed in. We. And I'm sorry, but if you weren't there, you would say his mother saw what he went to bed in. Katie was there with him. She saw what he put on. But no, Mr. Chris has said we saw what he went to bed in. So that means if he would have fell out the window or went out his bedroom window, we would have heard him because we were there. If he would have went out the door that made all the noise, we would have heard him because we were there. Little pieces like that is what's going to get this all put together. It's pieces of puzzles, and it's our job to find those little pieces. And it's his words, not my opinion, not allegedly. We heard his words. We saw what he went to bed in. If Chris was not there, he would not have said, "We saw." And that, folks, is huge. I clipped that real quick because I wanted to make sure everybody heard it. I didn't know if y'all had been over at Justin's or not, but I wanted that for sure to get played. And y'all can go watch Justin's, live tonight. I encourage you to do it. He does, Linda. He always slips in those little tidbits. And I swear to you, there are pieces that he tells us that are true. And he always mixes and mingles everything around. And that one, I think he slipped. Just like Katie was driving to the school that morning looking for him. And when she got to the school, and she had to stop and rework her words because he wasn't supposed to be there, right? Sebastian nor Chris was supposed to be there. There's always truth in a lie. Yes, Grace. Yes. And this whole story that we've been fed from day one, we got told everything on day one from the news. That's all we knew, is what the news said. Day 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, all we heard was what the news was reporting, what people were saying on Facebook. That's all we had to go by. Day 7 comes out. And by that point, there were people, all these people starting to gather and congregate, and their eyes became fixated on this case. And those eyeballs, they've accumulated over the time. There are so many eyes watching this case, listening to words, little words, as, I don't know, kind of like, "We saw what he wore to bed." They're listening. Everybody's watching. And I guarantee you guys, they are starting to break. They went quiet. The mother has taken her Fifth Amendment right. And she's not going to say a word anymore. And I'm sorry, but if you have a child that's missing, you never stop talking. They never stop talking when their child is missing. They keep pleading and begging. They keep asking repeatedly, "Please help me find my child." It happens all the time. But poor Sebastian, all he has is his father out there begging and pleading. And he has a mother and a stepfather. They're going to create so much distraction that people start talking about all the crap that's being put out there. They want to defend it. I get talked about. I have a whole stream going about me and my words and what I'm saying and how bad of a person I am and blah, 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 blah. I want to defend myself. I don't never want nobody to talk bad about me. But I'm not going to play the game, because that's all it is a game. We now have the neighbor, Bobby, who spoke out when nobody else was wanting to speak out because they were terrified of the Proudfoots. Well, now it's her son that was outside sneaking around, not wanting to be seen on camera. Her son, who was old enough to be outside at night, But now it's like being thrown back on her and her family. Another distractions. It's disgusting. We saw flashlight video. We have spent months and months and months trying to prove that those are flashlights, while others are sitting there telling us, no, those are trash truck lights. Okay, that insults me because I'm not a moron. I know that a trash truck has lights. I know it casts a light that goes out. But I also know those lights are fixed. And those lights go one way with the truck. And those lights on a trash truck, one of them doesn't take off and run back to the house. So no, it's not a trash truck. I'm not going to play your game and sit here and go over it and over it and over it, trying to prove it's not a trash truck. It's retarded. And I use that word. I probably shouldn't, and I apologize. But they think that we are special or stupid or have no common sense. Our brains are nothing but mush over here. But I beg to differ. Because there is not a person that has been in my chat that has sat there and told me, Lolly, I believe it is a trash truck. Not a person. Because we don't believe that. We have our own eyes. We can see the video. We know what a trash truck looks like. We know what the trash truck lights are. And we know for a fact that it's a distraction they're putting out. And we know for a fact they want these distractions to take our focus off of what's for real. And that's finding Sebastian. But while all that's playing out, there are tons of eyes still watching. In the background, in the bushes, everywhere, people are watching. And they're seeing what's happening. And they're seeing the distractions. They're seeing us sit here and try to go over everything and prove that's not right. And while we're doing all that, we're not talking about Sebastian. And we're sitting here fumbling through, trying to get everybody back over here on the right path, when none of us have left that path. Because we all know their purpose. We all know what they're up to. And I always stop and try to think and remind myself every time I get on a live and start doing things, because there's so many things that I want to just start rambling about. But if I did, I would be falling into that layer that they've set. That room that they have full of people who start believing them. Yes, TJ, that's what we've heard. You know, and to have people say that, they had people going door to door, wanting to see their footage. Why? Why do you need to see that footage? That should only be given to authorities. But we all learned something when it comes to that footage. We learned that we see this video from Texas Roadhouse of Katie and Sebastian. We all look at it. We went over it. We deciphered through the whole thing. And what we learned was Katie got scared. What was on that video? What did it catch her doing? Did it show anything? And we know this for a fact because they went there. Stephen Fisher and Katie Proudfoot went to Texas Roadhouse, and we've been told that Katie made such a ruckus wanting a copy of that video. Why? Why was it so important to get that video? That to me spoke volumes. She knew something was on that video. She knew it was going to show something. So what was she worried about? She wanted that video for herself. And once they got that video, they put out the whole video. They put out parts of that video, a big chunk of it, because it didn't show what she was afraid it would show. You see, if you stop and think about it, if Katie would have just been taking her son to eat that night at Texas Roadhouse, just taking him to eat some supper, not a big deal. If they were sitting there just having a conversation, just an everyday type of thing, not a big deal, mom and her son eating, having a conversation. If they would have been there for no nefarious reason whatsoever and nothing was expected to happen, then that video would have been of no importance to Katie Proudfoot. She would have had no just cause to run up there, make a scene to get a copy of it. Why would she have cared what we saw? All the eyes that have been looking at that video, every detail of that video has been looked at. Even before we saw it, tons of eyes had peered upon that video, looked at it very closely, deciphered everything that was possible. No, TJ, the green hoodie. I do not believe law enforcement when they say the green hoodie person was irrelevant, that they talked to the green hoodie. How is it that they found green hoodie so fast? Did they already know who she was? Did they know she already existed? I don't know. But I'll tell you what, that woman that was in the green hoodie that walked up and stood between Katie's car and the car beside her for over a minute. What was she waiting for? You don't just stand there before you walk into a restaurant, go to the back towards the restroom, and then turn around and make a beeline out the front door. So why would a woman come in to that parking lot walk straight up to Katie's car and stop in between the two cars. All of our eyes have seen it. We saw it happen. And if you go by the time clock, she stands there for 1:20 before Katie comes walking out the door. Linda, I wonder about that. I wonder if Katie actually knew her. And the thing that got me the most was Katie was walking and reaches her hand out. And Green Hoodie was right there. So, what kind of exchange happened that we did not see on camera? That's my question. And I've seen exchanges being made with a slip of a hand, a handshake, passing something off that quick. Yeah, Lori, that's what I think. Might have been something to help Sebastian sleep a little deeper that night. Maybe it was something that helped Katie sleep a little stronger and deeper that night so she wouldn't hear. I don't know. But I have questions about it. Yep, it was an exchange of some sorts. And all of our eyes could see that. We all could see that. And that woman just walked past Katie. And if you notice, both hands are up as if not doing anything. If she's just waving to Sebastian, why does she have to throw the other hand up? There's something to that. There's something to it. And that got brushed away so quickly. All because law enforcement said, oh no, we talked to her. Had nothing to do with Sebastian. Okay. There's so many people covering Sebastian's case that Sebastian gets lost in his own story. There are so many people out there that are trying really hard over here to find the truth. And yet you've got the divide, the people on the other side. They say they're here for Sebastian. His name's in all of the videos you see. But most of the time, they talk about other creators, other people, other parts of the story that don't make sense. It's not truth. Hey, Charles, how you doing? Hi, Tina. Everybody else that's come in, thank y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all so much. Yeah, they're here for drifting. Yeah. It's sad. Because Sebastian is missing. And the saddest part to me when I stop and really start to refocus again on everything from the very beginning to where we are now, I go over it and over it and over it and over it. And the worst part that I fight against in my head is the fact that when it comes to Sebastian missing, his mother is the person that has the truth. His mother is the one that tells us what happened, how it happened, when it happened. We only have her story and her timeline. Yet his mother hasn't spoken since April. Nine months, guys. The woman that knows the story. Blue Ice. Yes, we do. We need a train station, folks. Whew, let me tell you. The woman who was with him that very last night that he was home in his bed. The woman who tells us the story of what happened. The woman who can't tell the same story twice because every time she tells it, there's added details. Some of it's not there anymore. Then you put it in there. Then she'll put it in there. It's not the same story. The person, the one single person that holds the key to everything about finding Sebastian, that person can't even tell us the story correctly. The very first time I heard her say anything was that very first interview. And her version was he went to bed. She could hear him in there. And she said, Sebastian, I don't know what you're doing, but you need to go to bed. And then she went to bed. And she woke up the next morning and he was gone. That was the story. The very first story. The very first time she told the story. And that's all it was to her, is a story. And folks, I'm telling you, something traumatic that happens, if you're going to tell the truth, you're going to remember things. I can understand coming back and remembering a little piece here and there later. I get that. But you're going to have the base of the story fresh in your mind. Because if it was the truth, I'm going to guarantee that mother was playing it over and over and over in her head. I'm going to guarantee the fact that that mom would be sitting there every minute of every day that she had to close her eyes and listen and hear her son say, "Good night, Mom. Good night, puppies. I love you." The last words that she heard from him. She would never let that die off. It would play over and over and over in her head like a record. It's the needle stuck on that one spot. 4 years later, I can close my eyes and I hear those last words my son said to me when he said, "Mama, I love you. Thank you for never giving up on me. You're the best mom. I love you." And he gave me a kiss on the cheek. And he got in his car and he drove off. And I've never got to see his face until I saw him in his casket. Never heard his voice again after that. But I tell you what, as traumatic as it is, as traumatic as it always will be, I can close my eyes and replay that in my head. It will never leave me. So my question to Katie is, what's playing over and over and over in your head, Katie? Because what you're telling us is not the truth. I don't believe your truth, Katie. because within 1 week's time, your story wouldn't have changed so much. It's something that a mother has after they've carried their child for 9 months. You gave birth to that child, brought them into this world. You got to raise them, feed them, play with them, cry with them, laugh with them. Document every little detail of their life. But that last moment would be something she would remember. Now, I'm here to tell you, if you ask me about the minutes after finding out about my son, I probably couldn't tell you much about that. But that's because of the shock set in. But the time leading up to it will forever be protected in my mind. Hey, Bo. Thanks for coming in, sweetie. Thanks for being here. So I don't believe Katie is telling us the truth. After hearing what Chris said, I don't think Katie is allowed to tell the truth. Yes, TJ. Every minute of it, every second of that, you can remember it. I do. I remember every bit of it. After that phone call, I don't. But that's your body's way of protecting you. But I wonder what Katie's body and her mind is protecting her from. If your child just ran away, you're not going to sell your house. You're not going to just go. Hey, Jude. Hello, beautiful. Every second. Yep, Lori, every second. Hi, Bonnie. Thank y'all for coming in. I appreciate y'all. But let's listen to that again. Hear his words. And I dare the other side to tell me he wasn't there. I dare him.
It's an interview that Edgar did, and we're going to speak about it. We're going to play it here. Oops, let's just 1 second. All right.
Anything about us?
Last scene, like in the
Okay. All right. So
like the
here we go. Listen very closely to what Edgar says. The person, I give credit where credit is always due. The person where someone sent this to me last night, I did not find this, but there is a person on X called Lauren from Facebook at It's Just Lauren 86. Her link is provided in the description. I don't know if she found this or someone else, but I don't know where this interview came from. If someone knows where this interview came from, let me know, please. Listen to the words carefully.
description of, what he was last seen, like in the black outfit? Is that something that he wore to bed?
Yes. So he wore, like I said, it was the black pants with the white stripes down the side. It was a long sleeve black shirt. It was not a hoodie. It wasn't a sweatshirt. It was a long sleeve black shirt.
And y'all think that he went out the front door?
Right now, that is the best assumption available.
Y'all don't think maybe he might have put a sweater on or something? I mean,
that right there is, that would be an assumption, and we never saw him.
yeah.
We saw what he went to bed in, and that was it.
We saw what he went to bed in. Isn't that something? Man, oh man. Well, we know for a fact that Chris has lots of weeds in his pocket. We know for a fact the mother's story changes. We know for a fact that Chris, Mr. Chris, doesn't like when people talk about certain things. He's very touchy. Oh, okay, Grace. I'm going to drop your link here in just a minute, okay? But let me finish this part up and then we'll do that. But Chris wants to tell a version and make excuses and explain way the hell too much. And that, my friends, is what the people that are the experts at body language and communication say. They're trying to cover up something. We've all heard it. We've heard the analysis. The more he talks, the more he gives up. Katie, on the other hand, doesn't get to talk. And I loved how Smiley is doing her interview with those two. And she asked Katie, why don't you talk? Why does Chris always talk for you? And Chris has to pop in and politely say, go ahead, babe, talk. He had to give his permission for her to talk. That is how much of a narcissist that man is. Now, if he would have said, she can talk whenever she wants, I don't have a problem with her talking, and just left it, that would have been a whole different thing. But for him to go ahead and give his permission tells you a lot about the person he is. Yeah, it is Blue Eyes. It's funny how she pleads the fifth, but didn't talk much any at all. It just seems like every time she talked, there were more questions because something new would be put in there. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. Sebastian got lost within 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Katie wakes up. She goes to wake up Sebastian for school. He's not there. She goes into the kitchen that she had previously passed on the way to his room, and he's not there. By 6:03, she had woke up, went to wake Sebastian up, went to the kitchen, looked all around the house, inside and out, and was in her car, dressed, mind you. Dressed. and hauling ass off down the road, calling Chris. All in 3 minutes. Those are her words. 3 minutes. Sebastian was already lost at that point because that makes no sense to anyone who has a tiny bit of brain. They can figure it out. When did you put your clothes on? Did you even go to the bathroom when you first woke up? Your house was not huge, but large. And you took 1 minute to look around your whole entire house in closets. You've already said he likes to hide and pop out and scare you. So there's no way you could have looked everywhere for him inside that house. And you're going to drive to a school that's not even open yet to look for your child when his shoes were still there. His backpack was still there. His coat was still there. Sebastian got lost within 3 minutes of the story. And I honestly believe, folks, that was the intention all along. Hey, YouTuber. Thanks for being here. Thank you to those who have come in and listened in. I appreciate y'all. I just feel like there are so many people watching this case. So many people who have been following Sebastian's story from the beginning. We're all watching. Every day we're looking to see if there's anything new. And yet there's lies being put out there. But it all started with the parents. It all started with the mother's story of what happened when she woke up at 6 a.m. The lies began right then. And it's not stopped. And all we can do is call it out for what we see and what we hear. We got to continue to look. We got to keep our eyes focused. But we have to remember that the one thing that is the most important is who we're focused on. And we are, let me see here. We're focused on this sweet face right there. That smile. That handsome boy. That's our focus, guys. And we can't lose sight of that. Because he is the reason we're here. He is the reason we're talking about all of this. And we want the truth. Because the truth shall set him free. So that's pretty much what I got to say. But I do want to share something with you. Grace's gavel was in here earlier. She's now doing some stuff, but she's listening. And guys, I'm fixing to drop her channel. I want everybody to please take a minute and go sub up. And let's help her grow her channel. And we all know about what happened in New Orleans on the night of New Year's Eve. And during that time, people lost their lives. We want to remember that because their lives mean something. Okay, here's her channel. There we go. Y'all go sub up to her. And I saw this video was sent to me, and it was beautiful. I asked her if I could play it here today with y'all. So I'm going to share my screen, and we are going to play this. Oh, thanks, Grace, for what you did. That's amazing. So here we go, guys. Let's get this playing. I'm going to make it big screen so that we can all see it. And this is something she put together for the victims, and it is beautiful.
Hello.
Video. I'm playing this.
A native of Mississippi, Nikira Dido, 18, was described by her friends and family as a young woman with big dreams of becoming a nurse. She was celebrating New Year's Eve with her friend, Zion Parsons, who witnessed the attack. Matthew Tenedorio, 25, is another victim. He was an audio-visual technician whom worked at the iconic Superdome. Matthew was tragically shot and killed during the incident. His loss leaves an irreplicable void in the hearts of his family and friends. Kareem Badawi, 18, a University of Alabama student, is among the 14 people killed in New Orleans on New Year's Day. University's president, the victim's father, and school leaders from the victim's high school, Episcopal School in Baton Rouge, identified Kareem as a freshman in college. The slain man's father announced the death of his son on Facebook, adding that he was a victim of a tragic accident in New Orleans. Nicole Perez, a 27-year-old mother, was slain on New Year's Day in what has since been dubbed a terrorist attack. A mother to a 4-year-old son, Perez was killed when the driver of a pickup truck bulldozed into the masses on Bourbon Street before opening fire. Nicole Perez was just about to move into a new apartment with her son, whom she was teaching to read and write. She had recently accepted a promotion at her job and was said to be a joy to work with. Tiger Beck, 28, a former All-Ivy Princeton football player, died during the Bourbon Street attack. His mother, Michelle, confirmed to CBS News. Beck was an amazing kid, and he went out on top of the world, his mother said. St. Thomas More Catholic High School in Lafayette, Louisiana, confirmed Beck had graduated in 2015 and asked for prayers for his family. His parents survive him, as well as his 3 siblings. His brother Jack posted on social media, "Love you always, brother. You inspired me every day. Now you get to be with me in every moment." Hubert Gothrow, 21, graduated from the Archbishop Shaw High School in New Orleans in 2021, according to a post on the school's Facebook page. The school said he was among those tragically killed in the senseless act of violence that occurred early this morning in the French Quarter. Reggie Hunter, 37, a father of 2 and a store manager, was killed in New Orleans early on New Year's Day. He was full of life, and he even messaged his family at midnight to wish them a happy new year. Drew Dauphin, 26, a Montgomery native, is one of at least 14 people who died in the attack early Wednesday. A family spokesperson said Dauphin had just left a concert and was enjoying the new year on Bourbon Street when the attack happened. Moments after Dauphin was hit, his brother, Matthew, called his parents, who drove to Louisiana soon after. Billy DeMaio, 25, never sat still, whether he was playing lacrosse, running marathons, working out, or lending a hand to his folks or anyone else in need of help. He was a good, humble kid, DeMaio's father said. He loved life. Billy DeMaio, 25, was one of the 14 people killed early Wednesday morning when a man drove a truck down Bourbon Street in New Orleans. Through a crowd of New Year's revelers in what officials are investigating as an act of terrorism. Elliot Wilkinson, 40, a Slidell native who was living on the streets, has been identified as a victim in the Bourbon Street terrorist attack. Wilkinson had a history of mental illness and had been recently released from prison before his death. His brother Cecil shared a statement on Facebook. "To my little brother, Elliot Wilkinson, you were loved, and you will truly be missed. I know life was hard for you at times, but I wasn't expecting to get the phone call this morning that you were one of them that got hit in New Orleans in the French Quarter." Brandon Taylor, 43, was identified as one of the victims by the Orleans Parish coroner, confirmed by his fiancée, Heather Janusa, who wrote on Facebook this week that her life will never be the same. "I'm devastated, and this was such a tragedy," Janusa posted on Thursday. "I'll never forget this unimaginable occurrence. I'm heartbroken and destroyed. The love of my life is gone. God be with me." Terrence Terry Kennedy, 63, went to Bourbon Street on New Year's Eve and was killed early the next morning when a man plowed through a crowd in their rented truck, killing 14 and injuring at least 36 others. Kennedy grew up in uptown New Orleans and graduated from Walter Cohen High School, his family said. Kennedy enjoyed NFL football. He loved the Saints and the Chiefs, but his favorite team was the Pittsburgh Steelers. Edward Pettifer, a 31-year-old British man who was killed in the New Orleans attack on New Year's Day. Pettifer was among 14 people killed in the attack. Furthermore, he was the stepson of Alexandra Pettifer, known as Tiggy, who cared for Prince William and Prince Harry when they were children. Pettifer's preliminary cause of death was blunt force injuries, according to the New Orleans coroner. Meanwhile, the king has been in touch with Pettifer's family and described him as a wonderful son, brother, grandson, nephew, and friend to many. Authorities have identified the final victim of the New Orleans terror attack as Latasha Polk, a 47-year-old nursing assistant and mother of a teenage son. Latasha Polk was described by family members as a dedicated and hardworking nursing assistant who was deeply committed to her 14-year-old son. Family members attending a vigil in her memory shared that Polk lost her life during the tragic attack on Bourbon Street. As of the making of this video, her brother, Princess Polk, 45, is still missing. He was with her on Bourbon Street at the time of the attack. Please pray for all of the victims and their families. Please know that 35 others were injured, some of them severely. We will never forget the fabulous 14. We are New Orleans strong. Hate will never win. Smiles are free and hugs are priceless. GoFundMe is a way to donate to the families, as well as donating to the United for New Orleans Relief Fund through the United Way. 100% of donations will go to the families through United Way. WWLTV.com has more information. Thank you from myself and from all of the families for watching.
Thank you, Grace. That was amazing. Oh, Latasha's brother is still missing. Blessed. Man, It's sad that it takes such a tragedy to remind us that we're not promised tomorrow. We're not promised another hour. So when you do have someone that you're had a falling out with, or you don't really care for, or whatever, just remember, if you don't make those mends and mend those bridges, you may not have a chance. And it's anger and hate that festers inside a person that causes them to do something like what just happened. But it's the people left behind that are affected the most. And I've said it on here 100 times, and I'll continue to say it. We have to be thankful for the now, because not any of us are promised tomorrow. And I think I'm going to close it out with that. Just know that y'all are so loved and appreciated. I thank you so much for always being here for me. I thank you, super thank you to my mods, because they're amazing. They're here and they support me all the time. Yeah. Share. It is hard. It is very hard. Thank you all for being here. Y'all don't forget, we're going to Voices Behind the Wall on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. She will be doing a live about the SDA church with Summer Wells. And so we're going to be there. So y'all come join us. But I do thank you, and Cher, thank you for the gifted memberships you put out tonight. I really appreciate you. I appreciate every single one of you being here. If you haven't, sub it up to Grace's channel. Let me drop that link one more time, and we'll get her numbers up and get her going. Good night, Lori. And everybody, I will see y'all tomorrow. And just remember, your smile to somebody may make their whole day. So, with that, I'm going to say, love and hugs, everybody. See you soon. Bye.
Savior, be.